Hello, welcome to RC Video Reviews. Today we're flying two new motors from Hobbywing. On this plane, this is a 67-inch Extreme Flight laser, and I've got a 4130 490 kV motor. On Dave's plane, he's got a 60-inch laser, same exact airframe, just a 60-inch versus 67, and he's got the 4120 500 kV Hobbywing motor. I'd like to say thanks to Hobbywing for sending these motors out for review. They are not available retail just yet, so I cannot provide links in the description just yet, but once they go live, I will update the description to include links on where to buy these motors. Thanks again to Hobbywing for sending these motors out for review. All right, we're gonna take off. You ready?
Go ahead. It's a perfect match. It drops right in. The holes, the X-mount holes, are standard to that firewall. It dropped right in. I took the other motor out and this one dropped right in. Perfect. The distance from the firewall to the prop adapter flange also is about almost the same, if not the same. There you go. Very nice.
We're about to fly Dave's 60-inch laser. We've got it hung from the bungee up there, and on the scale, it's looking like 6.6 pounds on the scale.
That's what I saw a while ago, 6.6.
6.6,
Yeah.
so that's what I see, 6.6 pounds.
All right.
All right, next up is the thrust testing. Now we're gonna run the watt meter test on the 4120 500 kV. Keep in mind, Dave has got an 80 amp Hobbywing Platinum V4 ESC, and he's running a 16x8 prop up front. So Dave, whenever you're ready.
All right, here goes. Throttle unlock, and here we go.
All right, I thought I saw 1700 watts and about 80 amps, so we'll run one more time just to check, and I will put the firm numbers in post. Go ahead, Dave, whenever you're ready.
Here goes.
All right, I saw 76 amps and about 1744 watts, so you're fine.
Oh yeah.
Next up is a thrust test. Whenever you're ready, Dave.
All right, here goes.
All right, 13 pounds, and it was a 6.6 pound plane, so you're right about 2 to 1.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna button it up and take it for a flight.
My timer is set for 7 minutes, just to be safe.
7-minute timer.
Yeah, 7 minutes. It should give me more than that, but just to be safe. All right, going up. All right, we got, trimmed it a little bit. It didn't need a whole lot of trimming, just a couple clicks of up. Now let's see, the motor sounds really nice. It's nice and quiet and steady, and let's see what's it do on a hover.
Yeah, let's thrash it a little.
That's great. Let's see, now let's pull out of the hover. Woo! Nice.
Yeah.
It tumbles it.
Oh, right into a crankshaft. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. That's come out really funny. Yeah, it's got all kinds of power, man. The thing had all. Let's do that. This is the best power test. We hover in it, and they go straight up. And you see how it picks up speed?
Yeah, it's gaining speed going up. Yep.
That is really cool.
That is. Whoa, nice.
Man, this airplane tumbles like a wow.
Tell me, man. The laser's a good airframe.
Yes, it is.
You know, one thing I'm really happy about, Dave, is to see new entrants in this class for motors. There aren't that many out there, so seeing the competition is great. It's good for consumers.
And it sounds good. Listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very good.
Yep. And that is paired with a Hobbywing Platinum V4, just to remember, V4.
I'm going to get it out of the sun for you, sorry. Let me get it lower so you can see it. Yeah, I mean, what else do you want? What else we want to do for the motor? Not for the frame, but for the motor.
I'd say keep thrashing it. Let's get a temperature test, see how the battery does.
There you go, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And it's got good response. Sounds good. Got exactly the right prop for it. That's good. I like it.
I think so. We talked a little bit about reducing the prop, but he kept with the 16.8. So that's what he's flying. And by going with a smaller prop, obviously, in pitch, that would slow it down a little bit and reduce the load and give him a little bit more flight time. So we'll see how he feels about it after getting it on the ground and taking a battery measurement.
Yeah, I'm happy with this one because we got the 1700 watts and stayed at 80 or under.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, we got to try that one again. Now, let me do something else. Oh, let me try this. Yeah, it just goes vertical. It goes straight up, man. Unlimited. Yeah, nice. I'm a little high for you, right?
You're all right.
Yeah, that's the neck killer. All right, well, let's keep messing with the motor, which is what we want to do. We want to run that motor down. Not run it down, but push it. But meanwhile, let's see what... Wow.
I'm not sure on retail availability when these will hit the street, and I can tell you from a documentation perspective, all I have is some information via email. I don't have any motor test data. I can show you what we did, and you will see that in the video. I will also put specs in the video from the manufacturer related to the peaks on both motors, so you know what the manufacturer says they expect for maximums on power and amperage.
The motor behaves really nice. I like it. All right, on the runway.
We're gonna get a temperature measurement real quick before it cools down.
A 107 on this side. That's pretty cool right there. $110. That's it, man.
110?
Yeah, about 110 degrees.
All right, we got the plane down and took some measurements. I did want to offer one clarification. For the flight, we used a 6L 3300, not a 4000. So on a 6L 3300, after that flight, we did a battery check and Dave saw 3.67 on the meter. And flight time, Dave, what would you say on flight time?
We did just over 8 minutes.
About 8 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. So 8 minutes of flight time on a 3300, and he was not being kind to the motor. I realized he wasn't doing smack 3D, but he was not being kind to it. I can tell you that. He was on it a little bit. So Dave, what do you think about the motor overall? What are your impressions?
I like it. I like it. It's nice. It sounds good. It produces the power. It surprises me how tiny the thing is and how light it is.
Yeah.
And the amount of power it produces. We saw 1,700 watts.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic for that size motor. It's unreal.
Yeah, very
It
good.
is
And
unreal.
temperature-wise, you felt
Oh, it
good
was
about the
cool.
temperature? Yeah, it came down cool.
110 degrees.
Yeah, 110.
Right after we landed, took 110. It idles great. It sounds great. The power is immediately, you know, you hit it. I can't see nothing wrong with it. It's great.
All right.
It's a fantastic motor. I like it.
Yeah, let's put something in perspective too, guys. We're in Florida in the middle of summer, and it's hot. I'm going to tell you right now, it's freaking hot.
Oh, it's hot.
So if that motor performed that well in this heat,
Yeah.
you'd be hard-pressed to beat us unless you live in a desert, a hot desert.
Yeah.
So it is definitely hot outside.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
All right, next up, we're going to bring out the 67-inch laser and show you the 4130 490 kV version of the same motor. We'll do a thrust test, a watt test, and we'll do the weight and measures so you see what that motor is producing as well. I've got the Hobbywing 4130 490 kV motor installed on my Extreme Flight 67-inch laser. I did a test fit of the cowl, and there were no spacing issues from the prop adapter back plate to the cowl, so the spinner back plate will fit on there with a pretty good clearance for the cowl. I didn't really have to make any adjustments there. We're also using a Hobbywing Platinum V5 120 amp ESC to spin the Hobbywing 4130 490 kV motor. All right, the all-up weight of the 67-inch is 8 pounds, and that is with a 6L 4000 in there and the Hobbywing 4130 500 kV. So 8 pounds is the all-up weight. Oh, one thing I'll point out, you'll notice, the eagle eyes will notice, the spinner is off. And the reason the spinner is off is because the manufacturer recommended a 17/8 prop, and I'm thinking 18/8 prop. So our first measurement will be with the 17/8, just to make sure we don't overpower the motor. And if we're satisfied, then I will be switching back to my 18/8 carbon fiber prop, and I'll put the spinner back on. So for those of you who are worried about the spinner, it's a few grams, doesn't weigh much. So we'll just allow that one. 8 pounds is our number. This power test is the Hobbywing 4130 490 kV motor. We are using a 17/8 wood prop that Dave had in his stash. I didn't have one of those, so Dave brought his. And I've got a 6L 4000 in there. And this is paired up to a Hobbywing 120 amp Platinum V5 ESC. So that's the power system. Dave, whenever you're ready on the power.
All right, throttle going active. It's arm. I'm gonna do a little quick test real quick. Yes, it is. Okay, you ready, huh?
I'm ready.
Here you go.
$2,400 watts. I didn't catch the amperage, so Dave, go ahead and do the amperage. We'll do the amperage test. Go ahead. All right, I saw 107 amps, so we have plenty of headroom to go with an 18/8.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I've swapped out the 17/8 for an 18/8 carbon fiber. We're gonna run the test again. Dave, whenever you're ready.
All right, active. Armed. Armed, here we go.
I saw 108 and 2340 on the wattage, so that's fine. Now the thrust test. Dave, whenever you're ready.
All right, active.
And remember, this 8-pound plane. Okay.
I'm gonna stretch it out slowly.
So about 18 pounds of thrust on an 8-pound plane. So again,
Fantastic.
well over 2 to 1 on that. We'll do the math and put it in post. Let's fly it. All right, I had to trim the plane just a little bit, but now that I've got it trimmed out, let's try a couple of things and see how this airplane does in the power delivery department.
High rate.
nice. So what's the motor feel like so far?
Well, gobs of power. I'm going to do what you did. I'm going to do the hover real quick, bring it into a hover, and then do a climb out. And that's a good indicator of how much excess power we've got. But yeah, all the power, that's definitely not a problem here. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of juice. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. I like it. Let's I'll do a high-speed pass just to see what it feels like going quick. Remember, this is the 18.8 prop. Power for days on the climb, so yep, feels good.
Nice, very nice.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can do a little better job on those knife edge spins.
All right.
Yeah, great power on this plane, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
22.1 volts.
All right, 22.1 volts after 6 minutes of testing and flying, so we still have a little bit more to go. And again, I haven't been being too polite to the motor, so I feel pretty good about the performance we're seeing in terms of efficiency. I'm gonna go ahead and try a landing. It's just been a while since I've flown any fixed wing.
Low rate.
So I'm gonna put it on the ground and just get a feel for that again. And that's too hot, so I need to slow that down a little bit.
Nice.
And there's my voltage alarm.
Nice.
High rate.
We're gonna get that temperature measurement now so we can see how hot this motor is.
I see 106, 105.
It's about the same as the other one then.
About the same, very close. Try this side. 107, 105, yeah, between 105 and 110.
All right, yeah, we'll put it on the table and wrap this one up.
All right, so what do you think?
Well, I think the power is appropriate for the plane. That test we did with the hover and a punch out, that's a pretty good indicator, like you said, on whether or not you've got the thrust that you need for the maneuvers in this type of airframe. So no doubt to me that the power was there. When you see acceleration from a hover, from basically a cold stop at maybe a mid power level and it's able to climb straight up and accelerate, that's pretty good power levels. I thought the motors were nice and quiet. They ran cool. Again, temperatures in Florida are very hot right now. Okay, regarding the power development, the amp draw was a little bit lower than what they suggested it would be based on the prop size. So I'm gonna go on the 4130 with the max amperage of 129 amps, and we were well under that running an 18.8 prop. So I don't think there's gonna be any problem with an 18.8. And by the way, that is what I would expect on this size airframe. And same with Dave's. On a 60 inch, a 16.8 is a really good prop size for those
I actually
planes.
like it. I think they're trying to be a little safe.
Little conservative,
Yeah, a little
yeah.
conserved. So the power's there, beautiful. It's actually, we got a little bit of wiggle room. We can put a bigger prop and still be within the parameters of the motor. That's great. Yeah.
Thanks to Hobbywing for sending these motors out for review. Remember, they're not available on retail websites just yet. Keep an eye in the description of the video, and when they do come out, I'll put a link on where you can get them. If you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when new content hits the channel. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.
And go fly something.